Real Madrid's summer conversations have shifted from glamour signings to a single, quietly urgent question. Who will stand next to Dean Huijsen when the real tests begin? Huijsen's rise this season has been the sort of story that forces even the most sceptical supporters to sit up and take note. A teenager who reads the game, moves with surprising authority, and carries the ball forward with the poise of someone who has already lived through a few senior seasons. For Xabi Alonso, that presence is both a blessing and a challenge. Blessing because a natural leader has emerged from the academy at a moment when the squad needs fresh identity. Challenge because one exceptional youngster is rarely enough to anchor the defence through a gruelling La Liga campaign and a punishing Champions League run. The internal pipeline offered names like Raúl Asensio, a familiar face who has been given opportunities. But performances in high-stakes matches have raised eyebrows, and in a dressing room that demands perfection, doubts fester quickly. Madrid's hierarchy has therefore begun to look outward, not in panic, but with purpose. The brief is clear. Find a partner with experience, physicality, and temperament to match and elevate Huijsen's raw brilliance into a long-term blueprint. Among the names circulating, Ibrahima Konate sits near the top of every list. He ticks many boxes: commanding aerial presence, recovery speed, and a history of performing at the highest club level. Beyond the pure attributes, there's a fit on paper. Konate's aggressive dueling and positional discipline would allow Huijsen to step into distribution and anticipation roles without leaving fatal gaps. Yet a Konate move would not be straightforward. Clubs like Liverpool pride their centre-backs highly, and market dynamics have pushed the price of proven defenders into the stratosphere. Real Madrid must weigh an immediate upgrade against budget realities and squad balance. An expensive outlay now could limit other strategic moves. That is where Dayot Upamecano's name becomes significant. Reportedly offered as an option, Upamecano's contract situation and Bayern's openness to negotiation make him a plausible, perhaps more pragmatic alternative. He brings robust physicality, a commanding presence in individual duels, and experience in both German and international competitions that speaks to readiness on the biggest stages. If Upamecano arrive, he could provide an instant psychological and tactical anchor without the same transfer premium some rivals demand. The tactical conversation goes beyond raw stats. Xabi Alonso's ideal partner for Huijsen must be more than strong. He must be complementary. Alonso wants a defender who can read the game proactively, who can organise the backline, and who gives the left-to-right balance needed when Madrid press high or sit deep. Huijsen's comfort on the ball and his anticipation offer a modern centre-back profile. Pairing him with someone who is decisive in the air, physical in the box, and comfortable in one-on-one scenarios gives the team both solidity and transition fluidity. There's also the locker room dynamic to consider. Seniority matters in moments when matches are decided by fine margins. A seasoned presence alongside youth can temper mistakes, mentor in training, and carry the mantle in hostile away fixtures. That intangible leadership is why the club is not simply electing for the cheapest option. They are building a spine they hope will define the club's next chapter. Financially and strategically, the decision is pivotal. A marquee signing sends signals to competitors and recruits alike. Madrid is committed to building a defence for titles, not just headlines. But prudence is required. Missteps in the transfer market have long-term consequences. That calculus explains the cautious urgency. Move fast enough to secure a top target, but measured enough to protect future flexibility. The Champions League is unforgiving. The next season will expose any defensive frailties and reward cohesive, complementary duos. If Real gets this right, Huijsen could enter a partnership that matures into one of Europe's most feared centre-back pairings. If they misjudge, youth alone may not be enough to carry the load when nights at the Bernabeu and away in Europe demand calm leadership and iron reliability. For now, the eyes at the club and around Europe will be on negotiations, contract timelines, and pre-season pairings. Will Konate be worth the scramble, or will Upamecano's availability and profile tilt the balance? Either way, Real Madrid's next decision is not a tactical tweak, but a strategic fork in the road, the kind that defines eras. Fans should watch for subtle signs. Who trains alongside Huijsen in pre-season? Who wears the armband in friendlies? And which managers' remarks hint at a chosen partner? Because when the whistle blows on August's competitive fixtures, one thing will be clear. The outcome of this transfer chess game will echo far beyond a single transfer window. It could, quite literally, shape Madrid's next decade.